Good evening, everyone. This is Juan Tamayo for you, founder of JCT for Education. And I know it's late at night, and what an awesome opportunity to talk about one topic that is very close to my heart. While we're going through a very difficult crisis, not only in our country, but Latin America and around the world, and I say hello to Ed Bustos. This conversation is more about the future of education. So I've been reflecting on that future of education. And actually, the future is us. We are the ones that are actually going to be working for the future. And no one else is going to plan the future but us with our hard work and dedication. So I see colleges and universities are watching right now, and we have Penny, and then Penny says she loves the picture behind me. This is from Maestro Hernandez, Jose Hernandez. He is a painter from Colombia. He died at a very young age. Actually, he was 40 plus years old. And I love Jose's painting. So one day, Penny, you gotta see all the artwork that I have from Jose. This one is Colombian music. It comes very close to my heart. It's from Cartagena, and I call this painting Fantasia Vallenata. I actually dream about that painting, and I call Maestro Hernandez and I say, Jose, I want this painting. I want the accordion, I want the drums, la mochila colombiana, the sandals. But again, I wanna reflect on the future of education. This is the channel for JCT for Education. Juan Camilo Tamayo, the founder. And the future of education is us. We are the ones that are going to be working really hard. I go back to the story of the SAT test after World War I, and a group of psychologists, they designed the test, and they were thinking about the future of education once the soldiers came back from World War I to the United States. How will they capture that audience back into colleges and universities across the nation? Then in the 60s, 50s, 60s, the ACT came out, and a group of educators from University of Iowa, they say, let's come out with a different test. So let's not have the SAT, but also have another option that is called the ACT. So back then in 1913, in 1914, 1950, 1960s, they were visionaries. They were people talking about the future of education. So today, I've been asking that question. What is the future of education right now, where our country, here in the United States, we're going through a major crisis, on fire, higher education facing the most challenging problems, probably in over a century. They never seen something like that before, where we hear enrollments across the world going down, and yet the education here in the United States is pricey and is go to a cost. College dorms, facility for the students, and students have been telling me, Juanca, the reason I want to go to college is to be in that building, in that facility. I want to study with peers. I want to hear from the professor. So if we go back to the Greeks, when they talk about the future of education, they talk about a small audience where they can be taught. And I have Simón Ángel here. Buenas noches, señor. Un abrazo para ti y para todos. Simón, we're having a deep philosophical conversation about the future of education. So right now, we're in the midst of transformation. I'm taking a course with the IE or AI in Spain in global counseling. And Carlos Pallero is a brilliant guy, and he's telling us that right now 1.7 billion learners across the world. So when you talk about those learners, it goes from kindergarten all the way up to PhD. But in between, you have your certificates. You have students doing master classes in acting. You want to get a short certificate that, like the one I'm doing. So out of the 1.7 billion people, 17% today are online learners. So here we are, most of us, we're at home, and we are learning from home. So whether it's Simon is acquiring his skills from Boston University, here me from University in Spain, doing my short certificate in global education. I just want to say that by year 2025, out of that 1.7 billion, you're going to have 50% of online learners. 50%. Now, let's go deeper onto those 50% online learners, and let me turn on the light so you can see that face. You can see a beautiful painting from Maestro Jose Hernandez. So let's go back. That 1.7 million is going online learning. So when CT for education, I have as the leader. So I'm sorry for the interruption. There is a phone call coming up right here. But I'm thinking, how are we gonna adjust to the changes that are happening right now? So for the students like Simon that are currently thinking, hey, why am I going back to school for online courses or a hybrid program or things like that? Hola, Chacha. Ahora te llamo. I'm running this live. Since you are in that transition, you have to stick with it. And you have to stay with it, and you will graduate from that institution. Though you will go to graduate school, or you may find out that you just want to do short-term certificates that validate your knowledge. So right now, the human civilization is going through a transition. So we gotta stick with that transition. So I'm thinking here, I'm sitting at my house, I don't have that fancy wall, JCT for education. I just wanna go natural and reflect on the future. So I've been in education for the last 25 years. That will be November, when it was my educational birthday. But I opened up JCT for education with this board almost 9 years ago. So definitely the things that I was doing 9 years ago won't be working in the fall. So right now with the team, we're working on what's the future of education. And a lot of colleges and universities around the world, they have to think about that. They're thinking about it. And they are very worried about jobs. They don't know what the future of education is going to look like. But during the weekend, I will tell you what happened. We had the future of aerospace engineering made reality. So there is a guy that right now we admire, Elon Musk, and he just taught us a big lesson. That's the future, and he's thinking futuristic. I was listening to NASA on Sunday. I think it's the NASA director or deputy, and he mentioned that it took 100,000 people to launch the Dragon into the orbit and to send it to the space station. 100,000 people. So I'm thinking, from the beautiful design that we saw of that cockpit, from the engines, from the commander and pilot, everybody put some time, but they were thinking about the future. So this conversation is, how are we as educators gonna think together for the future of our students? So it takes visionary, it takes people that can think beyond what is happening right now of our future. So we see classrooms in nanotechnology. How are they gonna happen? Classes in medical schools, how are they gonna happen if you are studying from home? Well, trust me, that will happen. We will see 3D graphics coming through your living room. We will see a lot of technologies developing. So I guess the students that are right now in the area of engineering technology, you're part of that future. So I don't know about you and what are you doing at home right now besides studying, but this is the time to research deeply on those institutions that are bringing future to education. Throughout my lives, on my Juan Tamayo account, I don't use the JCT for Education account, I've been asking every single guest in different industries, what's the future of education? And what are you as the leader doing to contribute to the future of education? So I think there are deeper conversations, and I want to find out the institutions around the world that are talking about the future of education. So remember, the future, as the rocket was launched a couple days ago, took 100,000 people. That is what it's going to take thousands of people to reform and create innovative ways of education. So let's go back. Let's go back to the people that were here many thousands of years ago. The cave people. They were teaching their children how to hunt. And they did phenomenal well. You know what? We're still hunters. We're still eating and we're still hunting our food. Yes, with an incredible technology. And I want to say, Harvey, hello, my friend. With technology. But what we learned thousands of years ago, we still use. We learn from the Phoenicians and we learn our alphabet and we're still using our current alphabet. We learn from the Roman Empire. We learn from the Aztecs. We learn from the Mayas. We learn from the Incas. We learn from so many civilizations and we still carry that knowledge here. So I have Simon Angel says, in computer science it is fine because we can watch the professors coding and narrating. I think that it really depends how to get the students engaged without the in-person experience of a classroom. Simon, I totally agree with you. But guess what, my friend? The space shuttle down there, tell me about those 5 astronauts that are there without that interface from NASA in Houston or Cape Canaveral or around the world, that they don't have that interface. They were able to adjust through distance learning. I don't know if you watch how they hatch from the Dragon attached to the space shuttle. And it took each member of the crew of each aircraft, it took them an hour just to go through procedures. And those hours went through online training. So I'm just reflecting as we go. So Simon, just to answer your question, it's going to take a couple of years to adjust, but we will adjust. The institutions that do not adjust to change are going to suffer deeply. The institutions that adjust to the new change will do very well. So it goes deeper into you're paying thousands of dollars for your institution right now, and yet there is a shrink coming up of enrollment for institutions. So someone is predicting around 20%, may go 30%, because remember, the world right now in terms of money is probably 20% less. Savings completely wiped out. So what is the option? Online. Online looks really, really good, but it will take a couple of years to adjust. So it's not just this month, this year, or next year. It will take a couple of years to that adjustment. So I just want to say that let's use our time wisely. Let's get together. There are deeper conversations happening. I want to be part of those conversations. I wanna continue learning from Luis from Duolingo, who's done an incredible job. You notice that TOEFL and IELTS, they're trying to develop technology that Duolingo just created, and Duolingo is bypassing all those standardized testing because they were thinking about the future. So I guess more programs are coming out like Duolingo is doing right now. More online learning is coming out. We just learned that we can learn from home and we can accomplish amazing experiences. Now, you will have more technology like 3D experience. Maybe you're gonna have a classroom in your house with 20 peers with 3D just all around your living room and your classmates. So I think that the human imagination is gonna help tremendously on that one. So I wanna leave this audio and video here on JCT for Education because I've been thinking, how are we as JCT for Education gonna be contributors to our future generation? And that's my quest. I've been thinking deeply of how we do transform and help with the transformation. Right now, to the Simone that is watching right now, we have to continue doing our job. You gotta go to school, you have to graduate, but this, what we're talking right now, is gonna stay here, and you're gonna say, maybe I gotta do something about our future of education. And I will do the same thing, Simone. I definitely will, because things are changing right now, and they're changing very rapidly. And it changed like it did in World War I and World War II. Right now, we're not having that tough experience. But remember, a lot of cities were destroyed and they came back. And they came back stronger than ever. Let's look at the case of Japan. Let's look at the case of Germany, Poland, and all the countries that suffer from all of this. But I think we, as civilization, we're gonna come back very, very strong with a lot of learnings. I've been telling our students, our juniors and seniors and some sophomores, say, what are you doing at home for community service? And many of you, they look at me like, what am I doing for community service? Yes. That's a question that if I were working in admissions, that I want to see. And I just learned that the common application, some institutions are going to ask, what do you do during COVID-19 from home? And if I were a dean of admissions, I will ask, what was your contribution to society with COVID-19? And there are many examples. I have students that are collecting funds, they're fundraising to help people that in need. So they are putting little mercaditos and groceries to send out. There is a student of ours that is actually put a fundraising to buy diapers. Diapers for the elderly, for society that needs contributions. There is another student that cares for animals. The animals are suffering right now, kitties and dogs, street dogs and things like that. So she said, you know what? I will take care of some of those kitties that are alone and they need some food. So, Christian, hola. To the students that are looking for what is your contribution to humankind during this pandemic, you got to start thinking about it. You have this summer to do something. And yes, while you be doing some online courses, while you be studying from home, I will ask you a big plea and call you to say, let's help society. So I don't want to make this longer. I've been live for a few minutes, but I want to invite all of you to think and reflect on the future of education. We're going through transformation. What it was working yesterday, it won't work today, but it will work as a reform and transformation in the future. So the institutions of any across the world, whether you're teaching kindergarten, elementary, middle school, university, whether it's undergraduate, graduate, or doctoral, transformation. And how do we get to our students in a very engaged way? Remember, we went through different tough times of human civilization, and we still apply knowledge from thousands of years ago, from a couple thousand years ago, from 100 years ago, and we're applying current knowledge. The knowledge is here to stay, but also to be transformed in different teaching ways. So that's the challenge. And hopefully in a year, I can deliver a presentation or a conversation like this one, and you can ask me, Juanca, what have you done for the future of education? And hopefully I will have a good answer for you. So right now, we got to think. We got to get together with thinkers, with students, with parents, with teachers, with professors, and we all have to have a deep conversation of the future of learning. So without further ado, I want to say buenas noches to all of you. And remember, if we work together, we will grow together. That's the way it goes. And smiling, holding everybody together, and with love and care. Let's reunite and let's be kind to one another. I remember when I came here to this country, I took a class called civility. And that's what we need right now. Some civility and respect from one another. Buenas noches, and hope to see you soon. Thank you for supporting JCT for Education. We couldn't be here without you. And this dream of being in education is absolutely wonderful. We do it with love, with respect, because we care for the future of our students. Buenas noches. Thank you.